Okay, so welcome now to our Yoga Nidra class workshop, because there's a little bit of a discourse just before we get into it this morning. And that's just to explain for those that don't know what Yoga Nidra is. So Yoga Nidra is a practice where we get true rest. Oftentimes when we go to sleep, we can wake up still feeling tired because our mind is still processing the day or whatever's going on for us. So the subconscious is still busy, 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 busy. And then we wake up exhausted because we were still processing all night. And Yoga Nidra is this wonderful opportunity where there is a constant voice guiding you. And so what happens is that the processing doesn't happen because you go into one layer above. There's different brainwave frequencies, and we go into one brainwave frequency above all that processing, where you can get true rest, and your mind just hangs on to the voice instead of dropping into a different brainwave frequency, which is the one of processing. So I just keep you one layer above that through the voice, and you don't need to worry about how that works. What you need to do is just to surrender to rest, surrender to exhaustion. It's not a practice where you fall asleep, but you're going to feel like you fell asleep. But you're not. You're just going deep, deep, deep into true rest. And 20 minutes is the same as 2 hours deep sleep. 40 minutes, which we'll do up to an hour today, depending, is the same as like 4 hours deep sleep. It really rests your mind, and your mind is what creates the agitation, the anxiety, and the depression, etc., etc. So when we give the mind 40 minutes or the equivalent of 4 hours of true rest, then the anxiety, the depression, the nervousness, the fear, the anger, the nervous system responses, the nerve responses, our emotional responses, they get a break. They get a little break from the reality of life. And that really helps your body to reset, because now you can get healing instead of agitation in your system. There's rest in your system, so your body can like exhale. And now it can actually just heal. The nervous system can just take a break, a real break. So it's magic how it works. It really is just, you lie down, someone talks, and you wake up feeling like you've had a 5-week holiday. You know, it's just a really powerful practice. And I'm honored to share that with you. So I think that's it. That's the easiest, simplest, best way to explain it. So what we can do now is that you can get ready for Yoga Nidra. So Yoga Nidra is done lying down, and you can have, you could be a yogi and just have a yoga mat and a blanket, or you could get like indulgent and have pillows. You can even be on your bed, it doesn't matter. That sometimes has the energy of sleep, so it's not always the best, but I know I also like to nidra on a bed sometimes because it helps me to calm down quicker. My body knows this is the place where we calm down. So whatever feels good for you. Pillows, blankets, you can never have enough blankets and socks and beanies and things like that. There's only 2 things that will stop you having a really good Yoga Nidra. The one is comfort. If you are uncomfortable, then you won't go into a good Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a state of awareness. Nidra is a state of mind that I bring you into with this dialogue. So to get into that state, there's got to be comfort. If there's discomfort, you're going to be processing and worrying about the discomfort instead of just being present with the voice. So that's the first thing, is that you need to be comfortable. And then there's only one other thing apart from outside disruptions, there's only one other thing that can disturb your nidra, and that is temperature. Your body will drop to the same place we go to at 3 o'clock in the morning because your vital organs are going to slow down. Your heart rate will slow down, so that means your digestive system will slow down. So all those organs that are constantly working inside your body to keep you warm, they're going to slow down, like when you're sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you're going to get chilly. So, you know, even if you were in the middle of a heat wave, I'd say you get a blanket. And now we're going into winter, so definitely get a big, thick, heavy blanket. Just allowing time for you to settle into that and to get the things you need, those that I can see, at least what's happening. If I can't see you, that's also okay. Okay, from what I can see now is that a lot of you are settled. And we're ready to begin. Preparing for the start of your process of Yoga Nidra. We are claiming this moment for radical act of rest. I take a pause to lay this body down upon the earth. I take a pause to lay this body down upon the earth. Inviting Yoga Nidra now to enter every cell.
I'm almost there as well.
I lay this body down to rest. The center place is here. to the left and the right, in front and back. This body can rest now. The place I rest is centered in the sphere of the sounds I hear. Above, beneath, from north to south, the sounds from east to west are heard within the soundscape of this Yoga Nidra space. Whatever sounds arising are the soundscape that I'm in. I notice what the skin can feel, the temperatures and touch of all the clothes and covers, of the air upon my skin. Observing breath arriving in the nostrils. Observing breath departing from the nostrils as it goes. The settling process is welcomed in these bones. The horizontal resting of this body here and now. All that I am is welcome to be. All that I hear is welcome to be. All that I feel is welcome to be. Just as it is. Making space to welcome rest in Yoga Nidra here. Attention now is traveling the paths of body land. Now nourishment of rest can be received in every part. From crown of the head to the scalp it flows. From forehead to these brows. The settling body now receives the nourishment of rest. Between the brows, through resting eyes, the eyelids right and left. Between the eyes, rest is here. And all they see is welcomed in. within the ears, behind the ears. These places now can rest. The nostrils welcome every breath. And both the lips and tongue are nourished now by restfulness. Are nurtured now by rest. The teeth and throat, the arched roof of the mouth are resting, settling into quiet. In Yoga Nidra now. This chin is still because there is nothing to be said. The back of the neck, the whole of the spine, both sides of the neck. The throat pipe now is soft within. All resting here and settling into Yoga Nidra now. Across the shoulders, down both arms, and into hands. This flows. The Yoga Nidra state is here to nourish and restore. The palms of hands and fingertips, the spaces in between, the thumbs and index fingers of both hands are resting now. On left and right, from hand to hand. The middle fingers and the fourth, both little fingers resting too, and all the webbing in between. The fingertips and cuticles, the nails of both these hands, on right and left, on left and right, the whole of both hands now, and rest. Every place is nurtured now by this. Both palms and belly now can just be resting in this place. This Yoga Nidra time is now, and every breath is rest. Both hips and genitals can rest. Anus and pelvis too. Whilst all throughout the pelvic floor, this rest is nurturing. These hips and knees, these calves, the ankles in both feet are welcomed in the resting place of Yoga Nidra now. The tops of feet, the soles and toes, the right foot and the left, the spaces in between the toes are settled into rest. No need to take another step. The place to be is here. So resting now arises in the space of every pore, in every hair, on every nail, through skin and flesh and bones, the marrow, blood, lymph can rest. The inner rhythms of the guts, restoring deep within. Are all in Yoga Nidra time, the rhythm of deep rest. So there is nothing to be done but resting here and being whole. These lungs and every single joint are here to rest and be restored to rhythmic cycles now. All fluids in this body land are restful in their flow. They are pulsing now to rhythmic time, the Yoga Nidra state. The healing beat of vital life in every cell is nurtured deep. Breathe in and out and in between. Now every breath can rest. All smells and tastes, all forms and sounds, and everything that's known and felt is welcomed into restfulness by Yoga Nidra now. Unnamed other places noticed in this body now are nurtured here by restfulness. There is no need to name, for every resting place is welcome, nourished, restored by the space of Yoga Nidra, by the act of resting here. named and unnamed, inside and out, from crown to soles, toes to top. This body is a resting place for Yoga Nidra now. The healing beat of vital life in every cell is nurtured deep. The parts, the whole. Breath in and out. Now every part can rest. The healing beat of vital life in every space is nurtured deep. Breath in and out and in between. The whole of this can rest. Now all of this and all that is Yoga Nidra here. Without, within, from soles to crown and top to down, to these toes, this body is a resting place for Yoga Nidra's power. All rhythms now can be restored. All pulse in time with life itself. All that is felt is nurtured now by nourishment of rest. So just to be, as if to see this body resting now. So just to be, as if to glimpse a sight of this one resting here. So just to be, as if to feel the presence of deep rest. Restoring rhythmic cycles in the body of the earth. The seasons of the cycles of the life within this frame. Are turning now within this world of rest that is within. This being now is welcome home and welcome to the ways that truth comes home to wisdom's way by resting here and now. These beauty paths to wisdom's truth traverses easily, nurturing the welfare of this being resting here. The simple way to freedom now is nourished by deep rest. And all is welcome just to be. And all is welcome just to rest in freedom, wisdom's way. Restoring rhythmic cycles in the body of the earth. Restoring rhythmic cycles in this resting body now. Restoring rhythmic cycles in the place of restful being. The vital power of body's cells is dancing to this pulse. The beating heart of all that lives upon the body of this earth. And resting here, the breath is signal to the way to be. 4 seasons of this breath are cycling now in perfect time. Breath in, breath out, breaths in between. Now every breath that moves is felt in all the places where this body meets the earth. All surfaces beneath me, and the sounds of breathing here are the bridges I can cross. To return to every day. I took this pause to lay my body down upon the earth, invited Yoga Nidra in to nurture every cell. I laid this body down to rest beneath the sounds I hear. above, beneath, to left and right. The center place was here. Throughout this pause, my body has restored the pulse of life, restored the rhythmic cycles of the beat of life within. Now sounds from all directions here are welcomed in again. Above, beneath, from north to south, sounds from east to west are heard beyond the soundscape of my Yoga Nidra breath. Listening out to sounds I hear, that call beyond my nest. Awakening from Nidra, tides of sleep pull far away. As we rest upon the waking shore of this arriving day. After rising from our resting, may we be strong and kind, to be useful and of service here to all who need us now. Small movements in my fingers and my toes awaken me. I stretch and sigh and yawn to bring myself to waking state. Returning now refreshed, I can resume the work I do to be useful and of service here to all who need me now. The cycle of Yoga Nidra is now complete. I have been reminded of the way that I can rest. Welcome back to my rested self. So you can take your time now to come back to yourself and your surroundings. You can take time to reawaken and revive yourself by moving through your fingers and your toes. And you can roll onto your side for a moment and just be with yourself, alone and undisturbed and unhurried and uninterrupted. Just take your time there, there's no rush. But when it does feel good and true for you in your own time, then you can gently come back to seated. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Hari Om Tat Sat.